Today's video is brought to you by Grey Viking Games. Click the link in the description below to buy MTG Arena codes for cosmetics, packs, and more. Hey, what's up everyone? My name is Jeff, and today we're going to have some fun playing Magic, and you know we're having fun whenever we bring the Fynn the Fangbearer into the deck, because as a 2-mana 1/3 with Death Touch, it says whenever creatures you control with Death Touch deals combat damage to a player, that player gets 2 poison counters, and when a player has 10 poison counters or more, they lose the game. So this card is super fun. And what would be even more fun is having more Fynns. And so Strixhaven brought us a few fun ways to do that. First off, we have Double Major, 2-mana instant, copy target creature spell you control, except it isn't legendary if the spell is legendary. So we can have 2 Fynn the Fangbearers for the price of 4 mana on the same turn, which is a little bit expensive, but that's actually after we set up our board. So turn 1, we play a 1-drop. Turn 2, we play maybe our 2-drop, our new Needlethorn Drake, which is flying with Death Touch. Is really nice in the colors that we have here. Turn 3, we play more Death Touchers if we have them, and then turn 4, Fynn the Fangbearer with a copy is busted if we can make that go off, and will most likely win us the game. We also have other ways of copying Fynn the Fangbearer with Echoing Equation. So 5 mana, choose target creature you control. Each other creature you control becomes a copy of it until end of turn, except those creatures aren't legendary if the chosen creature is legendary. We also have the other side, Augmented Pugilist. 3 mana, 3/3 trample. As long as you control 8 or more lands, it gets +5/+5, so it can be a really busted thing to copy later on, or just a good creature for us that can hit in for damage, which is nice with some of our other legendaries. So of course we want to use Echoing Equation on Fynn the Fangbearer, but we also have Toski Bearer Secret, which could work really well with either Double Major or Echoing Equation, giving a token creature indestructible and having ways to draw way more cards, which is one of the main things that I needed with this deck. I actually built another different version, played a few games, and it just wasn't working out for me because we needed card draws so that when we did have our Fynn the Fangbearer die or have something happen, we needed more options of ways to find it. So Toski is perfect here, as well as Questing Beast being really good cards to copy as legendaries with Echoing Equation to either draw a million cards with all of our already really cheap small creatures, or we can turn them all into Questing Beasts, which can hit in for tons and tons of damage and kind of have the evasiveness of not being able to be blocked by 2 creatures with power 2 or less. We also have Decisive Denial, which comes in from Strixhaven, which is perfect for this deck, being able to have a counter spell as well as the ability to fight with our death touching creatures, which Fynn the Fangbearer at 3 toughness can actually fight a lot of things and still survive, and with the death touch we will for sure kill them. We also have Ram Through, which of course is the perfect removal for this deck. In the mana base we have 2 copies of Turn Timber Symbiosis to make sure we can find Fynn the Fangbearer or just Toski or something else that we need if we end up hitting lots of lands in the late game. Playset of the Pathways, playset of the Snarls, playset of Fable Passage. I'm not sure if we should be playing a full playset of Fable Passage while we're running the Snarls. Yeah, it's not actually. And so I changed it. We're playing 2 copies of Fable Passage and 9 forests here. So that's it for this deck, guys. Let's go make a bunch of copies of Fynn the Fangbearer or whatever else we can and hit in for tons of damage, hitting for poison counters, and winning the game. Before we jump into the gameplay, a quick reminder that 65% of you guys that watch my videos all the time and still haven't subscribed. So if you wouldn't mind, go ahead and hit the subscribe button, and let's dive right into the gameplay. All right, up against LeBlanc, 3 lands, 2 Fynns, and another creature. Okay, I'm down for this hand. Being on the play would have been better, and having a creature isn't just willing to die immediately would have been better too, but you know, whatever. Let's see if they block now. We can play out Fynn into Decisive Denial and kill the Eye Twitch. You're supposed to attack. Yeah, we still play out the Fynn. Pass the turn. Yeah, we don't offer the Eye Twitch block. We need every Death Toucher we can get here. If they have removal, that'd be annoying. This deck has a lot of chump blockers, so maybe I should just go for it right away. At the same time, though, they have a lot of chump blockers from their sideboard with the Learn effect. All right. Jasabera Sentinel. Needlethorn Drake is interesting. All right, so we're playing this tapped, regardless. All right, so decisive now, fight with Fynn, kill this, swing in, eye twitch probably blocks. That gets rid of 2 bodies on the board. They get more bodies on the next turn. How much does that actually help us? Getting a Needlethorn Drake at least would help a little bit here. I can swing in with both. They kill here with a eye twitch, and that means they don't have a flying blocker later. So I think we actually swing in like this. Could still fight this. Nah, we let it go through. I think this is still the better play. I don't want to overcommit with the decisive now. I'd rather have it for a counter spell later. They could grab the card that exiles creature. We already have a second Fynn, so I'm not as worried about that. And now we have a flying Death Toucher. Dude, Needlethorn Drake is great for this. All we need now is someone to give Death Touch. I am wondering how good Sultai version of this would be instead. You could play Binding the Gods with a bunch of pest tokens, maybe even, and have the Death Touch trigger with that become relevant. The odds of that playing out perfectly are not very high, but it's a thing you could do. Pest summoning, cool. I can see if they'll triple block. Hopefully just land for Questing Beast, though. That's another Fynn. If they triple block, I can Decisive Denial, kill the Sentinel, kill a Pest, have less blockers. If I'm going to go for the Echoing Equation, that's better. Which right now, with how many Fynns I've got, that might be the best play. Could just keep swinging it with this, keep protecting it. This has reach, right? All right, I need to hold up full control then, actually. So all attack. Let's see if they try to kill the Fynn. They might go for the triple block here. They let all of it through. Ooh, lolly. Whoa, that's a bunch of counters that we get in it for. This has reach. Yeah, pass the turn. Okay. Yeah, Jasperi Sentinel I think is actually a really good one drop for this deck. I was trying to figure out what the right ones would be. I really like that one here. All right, Sedgemoor Witch. That's annoying. Swings for 1. Cool. So we actually just want to kill the Sentinel here. We really have to be getting in with the Drake every turn. Yeah. They might have a Village Rites. Or is this just a Plumb the Forbidden? They don't have the mana for it. What are they doing? Wait, where? Oh, they had the Jasperi Sentinel to cast the Plumb the Forbidden. Decisive Denial doesn't do a whole lot here now. They have Menace. Okay. Yeah, they're losing their ability here. Resolve all. Life total doesn't really matter here because we're hitting in for this, which is actually one of the things that's nice about this deck. If they have another Sentinel, that'd be really annoying. Of course they do. Oh boy. Nice. All right, well. All right, kill the Sentinel so we can get in for 8. Ram through onto the Sedgemoor Witch. So whenever it does combat damage, it doesn't quite work with just fighting here. Let's swing in here and just hope we can get in for one more time. What do I play besides this? We have Ram through for the next turn in case there is a Jesper Sentinel. We have Fynn to play for the next turn as well. So I think we go with the Pugilist just to get something else out. I don't know. Pass a turn. Copying a bunch of Finns won't do it for us here. Dina, Woe Strider means that we take 1.5 million. Still not dead though. Not quite. Plumb the Forbidden hurts us a little bit. Yeah, I think this deck actually is a pretty good counter to the deck we're playing against, because Questing Beast gets past all the pests. We're killing them despite them gaining lots of life. They still combo off pretty well, but Decisive Denial does stop some of the combo pieces, and we have enough removal that we can at least take care of some of the important pieces in the early game. It's still a combo deck that can go crazy though. All right, so Ram through gets through the Gilded Goose. If they're playing that out, that means they probably don't have the removal spell. Of course they have it. They keep sacrificing the goose. I'm really confused by how they're playing here. They keep finding blockers for the Drake and then getting rid of them. Okay, down to 12. Yep, no blocks. Go for it. Down to 12. And opponent scoops it up. Okay, cool. Cool stuff, bro. Abigail City of Brass, we do need to mulligan this one. We need our green sources, and we need to try to find a Fynn, which we did, so keep this. Dropping an island, I think, here. We're only really splashing blue. And we found our double major. So, show the forest, play the Blightblade, pass the turn, and we're gonna try to go for the double major if we can. I mean, that just sounds way too fun not to do, right? Right. And we found the lands to make it happen. So let's go ahead and let's attack in here. They have a little bit of ramp. Let's pass the turn, I guess, though. I'd rather ram through something really good. But if they get to cast the thing because I'm not stopping it here, that's also rather annoying. Like that. That's something that would have been nice to stop. Do I hold it up for the next turn now? I probably do. Pass the turn. There's a Moss Viper. Throw out the other forest. Swing in, not playing the Fynn because we're greedy sons of, you know, we want to make sure we do it right. Pass the turn. Let's see if they stomp here. They have the ability to actually play quite a few things with the Jaspera Sentinels as well. Probably should have killed those guys a lot earlier. Plays Edgewell Innkeeper, counter onto a Sentinel. I want to see how many things they tap down before we copy the Fynn. All right, they play out the Bone Crusher Giant because they didn't quite have enough mana there to do it all. We definitely want to keep our guys alive, so I'm glad they didn't stomp. Let's see how aggressive they attack in. They don't attack in at all? Rude. All right, so we can ram through a couple creatures. If they block anything, of course, they take a bunch. Or they lose a lot of stuff anyway. So let's just make sure that we kill the card draw. Yeah, let's kill the card draw. All right, so Snarl here. Hold on to full control. Play Fynn. And double major the Fynn. That's 2 Fynns for us, which is what we were trying to do. And that means any creature that hits it now does 4 counters to their face. That's so fun. And any creature that they block with automatically dies. So they take 8. 8 counters here. All right, pass the turn. Of course, if they have board wipes, if they have other stuff here, that's not great. If we do find Echoing Equation off the top, however, oh lordy, this is gonna be so fun. The nice thing too, this does give a little bit of protection to our Fynn by having 2 of them on the board. So they have to kill 2 of them to actually stop what we're doing. They also just have to have 4 blockers, which can also be a little bit annoying to deal with. So Questing Beast off the top would be sweet. Okay, we got there. I made some misplays. I definitely should have killed the Jasper Sentinel earlier. I forgot about Showdown of the Scalds, and that was bad. Up against Alu, and we need more green mana for this deck, for this hand, which we have a ton in the deck. This is our only two of the 3 lands that we have that don't produce green mana. So if we hit a land, it's going to be green, which means we have Questing Beast. Unless we hit our 3rd island, which means the universe just hates me, and that's okay, you know? That's okay. Snarl, perfect. Play out the Fynn. Hit with poison. And be happy. Be happy, y'all. Swing in. 2 counters, pass the turn. All right, play out the island. Unfortunately, we didn't find a decisive denial or anything that would actually save us here from removal, but they take the damage. That's actually kind of surprising. Next turn with Toski will be pretty sweet. I'm not sure if we care about going for the Questing Beast right away when we can just draw cards. I'm not sure what's better. Curate. Look at the top 2 cards of your library. Put any number of them into the graveyard and the rest in the top of the library back in any order. So basically Scrites Surveil 2 and then draw a card for 2 mana. That's actually a really powerful effect. Especially if you're trying to fill your graveyard with stuff. Which means the Draconic Intervention is probably what's going to happen here, which means we definitely do try for the Questing Beast here. Hopefully Fynn doesn't die. All right, opponent scoops that. So I should have gone for Toski there anyway, because even if Fynn did die, I would rather have drawn cards there to try to find another Fynn. We were going to be getting up to the poison counters faster than anything else. Surprisingly, they didn't have any removal, which is great, and we win the game. All right, up against Lazy Jim, and we do have 2 lands in this hand. We do have mana for the Decisive Denial. Only 1 creature with a bunch of removal against a Lurrus deck. Interesting. Interesting indeed. If we're up against the Auras deck, like the mono black Auras deck, then we're in a little bit of trouble. I think I am going to go ahead and bolt myself to get out this Moss Viper. Pass the turn. All right. I don't think I want to trade off with that at any point. Let's say no attacks, pass the turn. We need to get it off the board before these kill other things. We want to keep hitting lands and get to Toski. Okay, foretell something. Yeah, it's still nice to have off the board. That means the rest of these spells are actually useful for us. Double major. That's not a land. All right, down to 19, pass the turn. At least we can kill a few things. Hopefully a Lurrus soon. Clarion Spirit. Ram through. We can still hold up the Decisive Denial as well. Not if we play that out, though. which I think it's better to wait. So pass the turn. If we find a Fynn off the top, it'd be better not to, but just in case. Larian Spirit. Just in case they only have Sorcery Suite stuff, let's go ahead and try to ram through now. Yeah, we had 3 of those, which is why we don't have lands. There's always a downside to having amazing cards. Oh, come on. We need that to be a green source. Because then we could at least double major this Blight Blade while we do it. I'd rather have creatures out for the Toski. So if they do have some sort of removal, hopefully we can find another land. Down to 17. I mean, the odds are pretty high that we can find another land now. Yeah, what does our trusty dusty MTG assistant say? Well, we found it, so that's good. Swing in for 2. Now we should be just fine. Lots and lots of card draw now. Yeah, more lands. More lands. Okay. Double major would have been nice with the Toski. Luris comes out. Selfless Savior. Another double major. All right, well, we have some pretty sweet plays here. Attack in. At least we get to draw 3 cards, right? I wasn't sure if they would try to block the Luris and then give it protection, because then we could fight in response. Wow, all lands. Turn everything into a Toski. I guess we pass the turn. Full hand feels great. I don't think we play it out until it is an 8/8 is my thing. All right. Let's bring this up. If you guys do like having stats and having a little bit more information whenever you're playing, MTG Assistant is a fantastic tool that's free to download. It does support the channel for every download that I get, so the link is in the description below, and it's good stuff. Non-creature spell, unless they pay whatever. They're not casting a whole lot of... Like, what do they have that's not casting stuff here? You get to gain some life. And deal some damage to our face. They're not even sacrificing the Selfless Savior to bring it back to create a token. Like, what are they holding up here? With all the mana they've got. Pass to my turn. Questing Beast. I can turn everything into a Questing Beast pretty soon. And hold up protection for the... I could also double major it here if I wanted to. You know what? We came to have some fun. I do think that holding up the Decisive Denial is probably the better play. But... let's go ahead and double major that. I'm actually close to be able to do it twice. You know, actually, I might be able to do that for the Augmented Pugilist next turn as well. And then we have a land for the turn after. So we just get 2 8/8s. Like, honestly, okay. Take off the full control. Let's get a few Questing Beasts. Let's swing in. Why don't we? Oh gosh. They can block a Toski. So we get to draw 4 cards. Oh, they let us do it all. All right, down to 4. Now let's draw, just a couple, just a few spells. All right, we do need to still hit our lands to get to the Pugilist being worthwhile. I think we drop the Field Passage. There is a chance that we end up like milling ourselves out. So discard 3 cards. Let's go with those ones. All right, then. Down to 4. Probably won't have the best ways to actually block with Luris, but they can at least tack in with it and gain some life. Gives it flying. Gains 4 life that way. Interesting. Cool. I gotta gain that 5th life there. If they attack in with that, though, they don't have any blocks. Oh, this is a clever Lumimancer deck. Okay, that's what they're showing us. They have a bunch of spells that do nothing, and then the Show of Confidence. Okay, actually, this is close to lethal. And a big life swing. All right, yeah, that's pretty great. Down to 3. Oh, and the double strike. Which one gives him double strike again? Kaya's Onslaught. 3 mana gives him double strike. They foretold it earlier. All right, that's pretty sweet stuff. That was surprising, for sure. Up against Lazy Bolt and 2 Fynns. Nothing else really. I'm still going to keep it. We still have Fynn into some removal. And having 2 of them at least is nice. All right, remember, hold on to this guy. All right, so let's go for the Needlethorn Drake first. How much blue mana do I need? We'll throw this out in blue too. We have 2 more green spells in hand, green lands in hand, so that's the 2 that we need for the entire game. Okay, Skyclave Shade can't block. All right, go Fynn. Attack in, get some counters on there. That's 2. All right, now we have the other Fynn to hold up for in case there's a square up opportunity or you know, double major, I mean, which would be great. No blocks. I could see someone playing like 10 the Pest with Skyclave Shade. There's a lot of shenanigans. Dude, Strixhaven brought a lot of really fun cards to the format. I'm really excited for the format right now. Low Strider, not bad. All right, so they have the blocker with the goat. Toski's good. Toski's worth holding off for a little bit here. Do I swing with the Fynn? I think they definitely block with the Low Strider if they do. Am I okay with that? They probably have some sort of combo with it. We have Ram through for later, so let's just draw cards. Down to 18. Keep the counters rolling. Decisive Denial is nice. Now we can Ram through and Decisive Denial. And either hit for the counters or something else here. And we still have a chance to find a double major, which does give us lethal off of this swing. Okay. Yeah, Toski's indestructible, so that's fine. Yeah, because it has to attack every combat, I think a lot of people forget that it can actually block. They might have just been willing to sacrifice this, replay it anyway, so I'm not sure they care too much, but still. Maybe they were just seeing if I missed the block. So now they probably have Village Rice, probably have Tend the Pest, probably have a bunch of shenanigans going off there. Let's see if they play anything. Plumb the Forbidden. All right. That's good. Dude, Plumb the Forbidden is probably one of the best cards from this format. It's so good. Like it'll just see play in so many formats. Yeah, okay. Good game, sir. So I think this deck has some of the weirdest hands. Where this normally would be pretty decent hand, but these cards are basically useless without Fynn, which we might top deck a Fynn, and that's great. We might top deck a Toski, that's great. I think the fact that we have removal and these guys is still makes it playable, but it definitely feels funky. Play out the Blightblade, pass the turn. I do like this Snarls. I think that the 2 copies of Field Passage, a full playset for 2-color deck, this is actually feeling pretty legit. Yes, we do play Fynn. Okay. Swing in. See if they're willing to trade. Dragon's Guard Elite is big. We have the Ram through for the next turn. Or it can get big. Removal is really where it's annoying, but they probably are playing Stomps instead. One to the bottom. Is this just adventure stuff with the Dragon's Guard Elite? No blocks. How big can this guy get next turn? Do I need to worry about my life total? Or can I play out the Needlethorn Drake and then a ram through on the next turn with another Needlethorn Drake? I mean, that feels better. Sure. It's also a blocker for the Dragon's Guard Elite. Yeah, my guess is they're playing Shocks and Stomps and Brazen Borrowers. It's Teamer Adventures with Dragon's Guard Elite and maybe the other guy, the 3-mana version that also gets +1/+1 counters whenever you cast spells. Maybe not, because that might just be too many spells. Ah, the Dryad, yeah. So it's whenever you cast something that's not green as a spell. Take 5. No blocks, down to 11. Toski. Toski's interesting. That blocks on the ground really aggressively for us. Sprite Dragon is still annoying and scary. But I think drawing cards here is better than going for the ram through just yet, because we can save that for when we win. And this might give us extra copies of Fynn per chance. Let's just draw 2. Takes 2. That's a lot of counters to take. Yeah, okay. Sweet hand. Can they kill the Fynn? That's really what it comes down to. Cycles. Okay, yeah, I think we're good. Does that mean the rest of the hand is just lands? Oof. They did put the opt to the bottom and a few other things. Yeah, so oh, that was good. I'm excited to see how good this deck is. I don't think the Quirion Dryad is worth playing personally, because I think green got the charge through, got some stuff. I think they're a teamer version does make sense though. Up against Teal'Darb, and tap lands are a little bit frustrating. I could bolt this in, get to the Drake. Up against a Lurrus deck too, where it's a little bit more aggressive. Let's still try this hand. I think we lead off with Turn Timber this time, or lead off with the Snarl Tap. Let's lead off with the Snarl Tapped. There is a chance we top deck a basic land and we're in good shape, you know? All right, Needlethorn Drake, pass the turn. Clarion Spirit. We do need to kill things that make lots of blockers. I could play Blightblade and Fynn, kill blockers on the next turn. Yeah, that's probably better. Let's hope they don't have removal for the Fynn. Clarion Spirit into a 1-drop would be such a wide board and would really hurt us here. Because they're willing to kill off the spirits. Like so this is a little bit of a risky move. Defiant Strike gives the Fynn the counter. +1. Thank you, sir. Hits the land. Land for double ram through would be amazing. And Guiding Voice, so they can actually block and kill the Fynn. That's what they're thinking. One damage to any target. That actually does kill most of our stuff. That's kind of surprising. Yeah, we have to push our advantage, so ram through. This feels bad to ram through on this one too, but we're doing it. Okay, let's hope they don't have a way to kill Fynn. If they don't, then we win. They didn't grab something to kill Fynn, so We'll see. Questing Beast off the top would be amazing. Clarion Spirit. Clever Lumimancer. That's 3 bodies. They can kill 2 of them. You kill the Lumimancer. Yeah, okay, we still go for it. They're not killing the Blightblade? Okay. Still, that's so good for us to get rid of that many bodies. Because with this deck, they're probably playing a lot of spells. And they only have so many creatures. And if we get rid of all their creatures, we get pretty far ahead. But if they find 3 Clarion Spirits, oh boy, that's pretty good, you know? As far as things go, that's up there in the good stuff. We can't swing at the Fynn. They block with the Spirit. I guess I should have waited on that. That was a little bit greedy. Wow. I don't know how they drew enough cards to make that happen. I mean, they had Crash to Defiant Strike, so I guess Guiding Voice replaced itself too a little bit. But still, that's still 3 Clarion Spirits in a row. Off the top, how many cards? 15 cards in the deck? Cool. And how many Lumimancers? Is that also 3 Lumimancers? Good for you, sir. Yeah, there's nothing we can do about that. They should definitely be pressing the advantage here. They have to have a blocker, but as long as you can get a Clarion Spirit, you should be fine. Questing Beast is the only thing you have to worry about. We're going to try to not be dead here. Hopefully. Okay, Defiant Strike. Yep. There's 5 damage. This is also sorcery speed, man. It's so bad. Putting the counter onto the that makes no sense. Onto the Clarion Spirit does. Yeah, we just top deck a land. Yeah, I mean, they drew amazingly well. 3 Clever Lumimancers, 3 Clarion Spirits. Like, we got rid of everything we needed to, and they just kept having stuff. So yeah, that's game. That's dumb. That's game. All right, so with the wrap up, so let's just check out the difference between this one and this one. So just adding Toski into this deck, just a Toski, change it from a 66% win rate from a 16% win rate. And the other deck, just, I don't know, we just could not draw cards at all. Like it was like we drew the worst hands every time. Apparently we're winning more on the draw too, because that's what I'm practiced at. But what was the other one on the play? I also I'm keeping one game I think from this one, because there was one game that was really fun, and so the one game that we won was actually a really fun one. So anyway, in the wrap up for this deck, the deck, I don't know what to say about this one, because I feel like in some ways it's a busted deck that's super crazy and super fun. Double Major can do some really fun shenanigans. We never actually got to use the Echoing Equation on the Fynn. It happen at some point. I think it'll be really fun when it does. I could try to play like a game against Sparky and showcase it, but I also wanted to show, is it actually possible? Does it come up in gameplay? And I think there are times that it will. I think there's times that you play out Moss Vipers, you play out Fynn the Faring Bears. They have a bunch of blockers. And then is it better to actually turn them all into Fynn? I don't know. But if you did, it'd be fantastic. You know, like that's what it comes down to. It's just the fun factor. Toski added so much to this deck. Having a bunch of, the Moss Viper, Blightblade, and Drake are terrible without Fynn. They're just absolutely terrible cards. We have Ram Throughs and Decisive Denials to make them a bit better, but even Decisive Denial still means that we have to kill it to be able to get the damage in. And so I'd rather hold it up for a counterspell most of the time. Toski means that they actually are useful because they are semi-evasive, especially the Drake. Being able to have flying and death touch means it's most likely going to draw us a card. And so Toski becomes really powerful. And this deck is one of those where if we have lots of cards in hand, it is a busted thing that we're doing. You know, it's like just filling the board with Death Touch. If we have lots of Fynns available to us by drawing all the cards, then we can keep going. Having Questing Beasts available. We never actually got to an 8/8 Pugilist. I think this shows how hard it is to make that happen. I do want to play a deck that runs just all of the ramp to get up to these things and make copies of stuff. We'll probably have to do that in the future. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please leave a like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks so much, and bye-bye.